Hello Tyrannicon viewers, welcome to another episode of playing through fucking Fallout. Remember, we're in here with this tramp buddy of mine. From behind, Raider coward! Right in the back of your head, fucker! Oh, you see me now, don't ya? This is what I loved about Fallout. I love the VAT, slow-mo, death, shit. I just prefer guns to swords and sorcery. Well, that's not true. You know, swords and sorcery can be fun. But I mean, if you think about what's a really good first-person shooter, somebody like Call of Duty, in terms of, you know, how it controls and all that, it's really slick and stuff. And compared to Call of Duty, yeah, Fallout's nowhere near as good in terms of the way it controls, but it's not a million miles off, though. And if you think about Skyrim, it's swords, isn't it? If you think about what's a dead good sword game, you'd think of Ninja Gaiden or the Soul Calibur games. Skyrim's sword play is way nowhere near as good as those games, because it's really difficult to do melee combat in first person. It just doesn't really work. I can't think of any game I've ever thought did it well. Maybe Condemned, maybe, but even that, I don't think it really did. And so yeah, I just think the gunplay of this game is just, for me, don't forget, I'm not making a factual statement here, I'm just stating my opinion. I prefer this game. I think it's more fun, this game, to Skyrim. You know, maybe I'll talk about that in this video, why I prefer Fallout to Skyrim. Well, I obviously love Skyrim. I made a whole channel dedicated to it, so of course I really loved it, but I prefer Fallout for a bunch of reasons. One, I prefer sci-fi to fantasy. I just think fantasy always tends to be the cliches, doesn't it? It always tends to be goblins and fucking magic and swords and sorcery. It always looks like it's set in medieval England with castles and knights and all this shit. Oh, this raider's coming to the fight with a snooker cue. Let's see how he likes a taste of a laser to the face. Fucking eat that. It's burning! It's burning his face! Oh, I've had enough of this! Turn to dust. Really good lighting inside the buildings with this mod, I think. Some people don't like it, so I've noticed in some of the comments, but I love it. I way prefer it to the way it looked before. It's partly what's making me want to play it again. But anyway, yeah, fantasy stuff. Think about all the movies you've seen, like Lord of the Rings and Willow and fucking, I don't know. So many fantasy films and stuff, and they're all kind of similar. They've all got the similar kind of a vibe to them. But sci-fi films are always usually very different and stuff, because sci-fi, you're not limited by anything. You can do anything in sci-fi, so it's more imaginative for me. Let's disarm this fucker. Disarmed. Not so tough about you. Good, are you? Get him, Mickey. Get him with that knife. Get him. Go on. Give him a piece of that knife, Mickey. You can do it. Yeah. Mickey! Oh, I mean, these guys, they keep following me around. I take them into new areas where Mickey was, he was doing alright, just sitting there dying of starvation and... Oof! Right in the guts. What kind of run is that? That didn't do shit. Hurt me more than him. Mickey's gone, I'm afraid. Just got a text message. I also love Mad Max 2. Road Warrior, as it's known in the States. Fucking awesome movie. And Fallout's very Mad Max. Fist of the North Star 2 is a really good anime. It was inspired by Mad Max. That's very like Fallout 2. Yeah, he's got a new weapon though. He's got a, I think it's a new weapon. Might have been in New Vegas. Oh, you better run, and oh, you can be sorry, but you won't be forgiven, no. Keep running. Look at the speed he's running. What the fuck? But, yeah, so I've got a big thing for this sort of apocalyptic Earth. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in an apocalypse if we ever had a nuclear war, but it's certainly a cool thing to play video games or see movies about. And one thing I liked about Fallout as well was the whole karma thing, where you could be a really nice guy, you could be a piece of shit. Which Skyrim didn't do, which I was surprised by. I don't know why they didn't. And obviously you can join the Thieves Guild to a kind of, oh, carrying in fear behind a desk won't help you. What the fuck? How much bullets is he gonna take? Blew him to bits. See, that's great. No people explode in Skyrim, unfortunately. It's another thing I like about Fallout. Yeah, what the fuck was I saying? But yeah, like the first quest, the sort of first major dilemma of being a nice guy or a piece of shit in Fallout was the whole megaton thing. Do you want to save this little town of simple people worshipping a nuclear bomb, or do you want to fucking blow them to pieces for some piece of shit millionaire guy? And I liked that. That was really cool, you know. And in Skyrim, I was hoping would have something similar. Like, for example, say you go to a village in Skyrim, and there's a bunch of like guys there, and they're saying, "Help us! There's like a town nearby of werewolves who've took over a town. We want to go get a posse together and wipe them out. Help us!" And then you can choose to either go help them kill all the werewolves in this town, or you can go to the town of werewolves and talk to the werewolf people, and they say, "Oh well, we'll turn you into a werewolf, and you can help us kill all the humans in that nearby town, or you can try and defeat us, whatever." That would have been quite cool. And I was really surprised that stuff like that wasn't in Skyrim. Come on, piece of this! This guy's mod makes these guys sort of realize when they've been outmanned, outgunned. Flying dog! Obviously Skyrim had way better graphics and sound than this game. Oh, I'm gonna kill you because you were trying to kill me earlier! Now you're trying to kill me again. See, the lighting's really great here, you know. Eat fucking electrical stick! Come on! Ooh, he shot his buddy in the back. You fucking idiot. Try Dirty Harry Magnum. He's not coming, so... Healed. Oh, you're reloading, are you? You weren't ready for me to pop my head back out. BLAM! Clean off. Like, I never understood this bit in this fucking place. What's with the ants? Like, I know, obviously, the raiders have been digging or something and they've created a nest of ants, but there's nothing down there, though. I thought there'd be, like, a way to some other route, but as far as I know, it's just a dead end down here. Made his ant buddy attack his buddy. But yeah, all the towns in Fallout, yeah, they were all weird and had their own gimmick and stuff, and they were all a bit bizarre. And Skyrim's, they weren't really. Like I say, a town of werewolves. Why wasn't there a town of zombies or something? You know, something a bit more bonkers. Like even Todd Howard, I saw an interview with him where he was saying that he thought Fallout's imagery was much more memorable than the Elder Scrolls games. Because he was basically saying if you took a screenshot from an Elder Scrolls game and asked somebody to say what it was, a lot of people would have been like, I don't know, it could be any number of generic fantasy games. Because the brilliance of the Elder Scrolls games is the fact that they're free and open world. It's not because that the genius and original in the sort of setting and characters and stuff, it is kind of stuff we've seen in lots of fantasy stuff. But he was saying, you know, Fallout is utterly bizarre, there's nothing else kind of like it really, and the second you see a shot of it, you know it's Fallout. Like I know there's people who've done games set in apocalyptic wastelands and stuff, but the way Fallout did it, where it was set in the sort of the idea that the 1950s take on the future would actually come true, and then we get nuked during that. That was really kind of cool. It made it very memorable and original and stuff. Whereas, you know, most fantasy games do tend to be Lord of the Ringsy, really. They're all kind of similar to Tolkien's creations, which is cool. I mean, it's not shit or anything, but it does become a bit boring personally for me. So yeah, I preferred. To sum up, I just preferred Fallout 3. Yeah, I got more into this game. Not that Skyrim's a bad game because it's really good, but I just personally preferred Fallout 3. I mean, talk amongst yourselves in the comments about which game you prefer, because it's all just personal preference, isn't it? It's all personal taste at the end of the day. At the end of the day, they're both sort of similar games. They're big free roam games, so it just depends where you like spending most of your time roaming around. But it's a bit like what the fuck is it? Red Dead Redemption. I loved that game, even though I'm not a fan of the Wild West in the slightest. I really liked Red Dead Redemption, but I did think that was a bit, you know, there wasn't enough variation in the quests and things, and the random events. There was only about fucking 10 of them, and by the time you finished the game, you were sick of it. So Fallout for me is still my favourite free roam game. It's my favourite game of this generation, actually, since the 360 came out. So I'm absolutely ecstatically excited for Fallout 4. Especially if I can go nuts with console commands and make giant battle vids on it. You know I'm going to be doing it. But, you'll just have to see. Your head's clean blown off. That's it for this episode of this. Tune in for the next one at some point.